can't believe we made it all the way to California for that media hangtime.
Yeah, whatever. So where's the fucking nearest dispensary at? This bitch is gonna need some green.
Calm down, I've got the vape. Here, hit this.
Praise be to RuPaul's duct-taped cunt. Yes!
Welcome to Hangtime's grand opening at Knott's Berry Farm. We've got a great media day planned for you folks, and we sure are glad you are here to experience this revolutionary new attraction. To celebrate, we've shut down the entire park so you can have unlimited exclusive ride time. So enjoy, folks!
Woo! Oh, goddamn! Thank God those Acer nerds were giving me a headache. Hey, when's the intern gonna get here?
Oh, something about meeting Bob Gurr on Grindr. He'll be by a little later.
That kid'll do anything for a little bit of Disney memorabilia.
Bitch, there ain't nothing little about the King Kong that Bob's packing. Now let's go get in line. These media bitches are all up in my business.
You know, we better get a ride in before Gare Bear's curse kicks in.
Oh, fuck off.
Speaking of kicking in, I feel kind of funny. What the fuck was in that vape, man?
What, that? That's from my private dab collection. 99% pure, dude.
Oh. World is turning purple.
You okay, dude?
Like a fucking boysenberry.
Shit, dude, let's get him on the ride quick before he freaks out. He's not gonna last long like this.
Boysenberries.
Welcome to Hangtime.
You mean Hangtime?
Please take your seats and just sit down. This back. Enjoy your ride on Hangtime.
You mean Hangtime? Dude, am I high? Or is this thing tipping?
Holy shit, dude. You're not tripping. This thing is tipping. I knew I shouldn't have visited park with your cursed ass, Gare Bear.
Here we go!
Can't believe we made it. We are so lucky, guys.
Lucky? Lucky? The damn thing fell apart as we rode it. The curse is real, dude.
Hey, that was not my fault. It's a fucking Gerstlauer.
Oh, hey guys, are you okay? My friend and I saw the whole thing.
Whoa, dude. It's like Chris the fucking intern is like right fucking here. Dude, I am so fucking high right now.
Can you stop touching my face? I know where those fingers have been.
Oh, please. After what you did with Hangtime? Hangtime.
Ain't nobody getting that credit after the curse of Gare Bear fucked it all up.
No! Hangtime! His friend is Harry Hangtime, famous coaster-sexual and gay porn star.
Wait, really? I thought you were just tripping balls. How the hell did you meet Harry Hangtime?
He's Bob Gurr's boy toy and Bob is out of town, so I'm taking care of him in Bob's absence. Aren't I, Harry?
I knew it! I knew I saw you fucking the chain lifts on Hangtime. I'd recognize that glistening rod anywhere.
See? I'm not cursed at all. Hangtime's fun time with Hangtime must have caused it to collapse. It was the intern's fault.
Hey, who am I to get between a man and his coaster? And besides, the harness snapped. Coincidentally, it was also made by Gerstlauer. Oh no, he's getting away!
He's heading to Xcelerator.
Get him!
Hangtime.
Ride This One Podcast. podcast. If you want family friendly, go listen to Coaster fucking Radio.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Hey guys, it's me, Goliath.
No way! I'm Goliath too. Hey guys. Raiders.
What? You can't be Goliath. I'm Goliath.
How are you guys here? What the heck is going on?
Because of that fucking Stephen Hawking skit.
A whole episode of Goliath.
3 Goliaths?
No, there's 4 Goliaths.
This Goliath sounds gay as fuck.
Raiders.
What's up, bitches? Welcome to episode 29. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it is what it was.
Well, since there is no Goliath on this episode, we concentrated it at the beginning of the episode.
No, bullshit fucking reasons. You know why he's not here? Do you know?
Why?
Fucking anniversary. He is literally picking a vagina, probably the one time he gets sex a year, over us.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, not vagina, but wouldn't you?
Okay, first of all, you're acting like I'd only get shit once a year. Fuck you, bitch.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, like, wouldn't you? I'd turn down this show for sex.
Well, that's good to know. I'm going to have a nice conversation with Bishoy about that.
Have you noticed I've never missed a show? Besides scheduled ones or freak technical
Oh my God.
issues.
See what? Like, you've been in a relationship almost 10 years or what, 9 years? I'm 8 years now. It's true. Sex becomes scheduled. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It really does.
I'll pencil you in. That's what we say.
Like you pencil you in because that can change at any time.
Oh, we gotta reschedule, baby. I had a burrito for lunch.
Listen. So you're saying you're not a pig?
Oh, I'm a pig.
You're a pig. Oink oink, motherfucker.
Little twisty tail.
A little. Okay, maybe we should. Well, we have a guest today. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ryan. I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
We have a heterosexual here on the show, intern Chris.
It's our
of course.
token straight.
I don't think he understands what a pig is. You know what a pig is. Why don't you tell him what a pig is?
So, I might be off on this because it's been a while since I've been in the lingo, but I think it's, isn't it someone that doesn't wear protection when they do their random hookups? Because I see the pig face on Grindr when we go on there just to make platonic friends.
Pig actually has many meanings. So
Yeah. I thought it was like you could piss on me.
Oh.
that's water sports.
Well, yeah.
So pig is somebody who likes BO, someone who maybe doesn't clean their ass. There's whole levels.
Ew.
Oh, no, I know. Ugh. But no judgment. No judgment. It's just, I'm not looking for some chocolate pudding. I'm just saying. It's not what I'm into. So,
No, there's nothing more of a turn off than like skid marks.
No.
right, exactly. I want my man to be clean and sanitized. That's what I like.
Sanitized. Someone pours alcohol.
I get it. Sex is not clean. I get that. You're going to get sweaty. You're going to get gross. But please do not come to me sweaty and gross unless we're going to have sex in the shower. But my shower is not really big enough for that. And that's just... I barely fit in my shower. God damn.
I mean, I'm not opposed to like just a little like you just showered, but you're still like you just worked out after that, and you're just a little bit sweaty. It's like a clean sweat. That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
Welcome to our theme park podcast, guys.
Oh yeah, roller coasters and shit.
We may be recording on a Sunday, but I'm being taken to school. I'm learning.
Yes. Oh, but we have a lot to go over today. But first of all, I guess we should properly introduce Ryan. Ryan, who the fuck are you?
So, my name's Ryan, and
Ryan does not know who he
no, I
is.
wasn't prepared to give my life story. No.
Well, you're our star attraction today, baby. So we want to know all about Ryan Delaney.
Yeah, so I got roped into theme park Twitter probably like a year and a half ago when I moved to Tampa. and started, meeting people that way. Met M Squared. I know he's been on here quite a bit. He's a good guy.
Wait a second. Can we talk about M Squared?
Before we go into this, M Squared is one of the nicest guys I've met, so I'll lay that out.
He seems like such a sweetheart.
M Squared is lovely, but he doesn't like sauce, so I'm assuming he just doesn't swallow, right?
He doesn't like sauce in general?
Of any kind. No spaghetti sauce, no a sauce of any kind. Dipping sauce, it doesn't matter.
What kind of, discrimination to flavor is that? That's bullshit.
I had dinner with M Squared when I was in Orlando, and he got pasta with nothing on it.
What the fuck?
He doesn't like his food to be wet. What's the big deal?
No, it's crazy.
Okay, but there's certain foods that need sauce.
Like chicken tenders.
Spaghetti being one of them. You can't just eat dry... what are you, just going to eat dry rice?
Mm-hmm.
You would. What the fuck? You can't...
Eating dry pasta or dry rice is what I imagine eating like an old lady's pussy would be like. It's not pleasing.
Yeah.
Just put some dried fish on top and it's dead on.
Yeah. But no, he doesn't even do ketchup. Not with fries, chicken tenders. I went out to dinner one time with him. Yeah.
I
when
hate
he's
ketchup.
80, he's going to be that
out.
guy that eats porridge and fucking cabbage soup every day for the rest of his life.
Cabbage soup is wet.
If you don't like sauce, I'm assuming he doesn't eat cum. Or maybe he's a cum whore. I don't know. M Squared,
Who knows?
would you please...
We need him back on the show.
Well, I do want to have him back on the show because I do want to talk to him more about that. I want to know, maybe the only sauce he likes is jizz. So maybe he just, that's it.
I'm texting him right now.
Okay, great.
Only acceptable sauce.
So we're gonna, of course, dive into the world of Ryan here a bit later. We have, of course, many questions for him, but let's not wait too long. Let's go ahead and jump into some of this news that we got. And get ready, all these CP fanboys are about to jizz themselves. Still Vengeance is testing.
Woo! I'm not a fanboy, but it does look pretty cool.
It looks fucking amazing.
It does. It looks really good. Did you all see the interaction, though, with Tony Clark and the people who posted the video online, though?
Yes.
No. Fill me in.
Okay, so the video of it testing was not sanctioned at all. That was not released by Cedar Point. So
how did they get such a good shot of it then? They were right on that third hill.
Because I'm pretty sure it was released by an employee.
Oh.
A former employee now.
Probably. But that video came out and Tony Clark literally just posts you do know that is unapproved video or something like
So the fuck what?
And of course they took it down, but by then 1 million people have already grabbed that video and put it everywhere.
Yeah. I do not understand that. We are giving you not only free publicity, there are people dying to see this footage and you're going to keep it hidden. Why? So you can show it? Fuck
if
you.
Anybody was following the PR for Twisted Timbers, they know that he does not understand PR.
No.
Fuck, apparently not. This is good PR for them. If they just let it go, it would just be great for them.
The second you start testing, you should be online being 5 minutes till first test run. Live feeds, video. Build this up. Make this an event. But it's what are you hiding? Are they scared it's not going to work? I mean, okay, to be fair, with RMC, there's some legitimate questions on whether it will.
Okay, the first run that I saw on this video, it is hauling ass over that third
hill.
It is
fast.
It is maybe a little too fast.
It hasn't even broke in. That's what's exciting to me. And oh my gosh, that outward banked hill.
Oh my god.
How, oh my god. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get my ass into that thing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It is hauling ass through the whole fucking course.
But yeah, no, it opens this summer. And you all bitches better get out there as soon as possible because, the second I try to go to Cedar Point, the whole fucking park's going to burn down. And I am going to go, so be warned.
Of course.
Yeah. So, Ryan, the Rye guy, Mr. Rye Playland, I'd like to know how you originally got into theme parks and roller coasters and the like.
Now, before you answer that question, I want to know why the fuck are we calling him Rye Playland?
Yeah, who the fuck came up with this?
Me? I think it's a pretty cool name. It's sort of like a old-fashioned theme park, but it has a sexual aspect to it too as well. Because,
You do know that
Playland,
Rye Playland is considered one of the shittiest parks in existence.
so bad that it's good.
No, this is not a movie.
I would take that.
I've never actually been to Rye Playland, but it's a little kinky, and I think it's a cool name.
So bad that it's good. Ryan, does this
Rye
accurately
Playland.
describe your love life?
Yeah, we'll go with that. That works. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So, you don't want me to call you Rye Playland?
No, that works. We can go with it.
What do
Okay.
your friends call you? Rye guy?
Yeah, or just Ryan.
Ryan Styling.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I don't have a nickname. It's weird, but I just don't.
Okay, so Mr. Playland,
Ray Ray.
how did you get into all this? How did you find yourself in the position to be put on the Ride This One podcast because of your affinity for theme parks and roller coasters and twisty-turny things like that?
Yeah, so I've been into roller coasters for a while, but before moving down here to Florida a year and a half ago, I was in upstate New York, where we're blessed with such fine parks as Darien Lake and Seabreeze, which are amazing. But after I got bored of those, went to Cedar Point a few times. My parents took me there every summer. And then we ended up, my partner and I ended up coming down to Orlando like 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a year to go to Disney and Universal. And so then after figuring we were spending, thousands and thousands a year to come down here, we decided to just throw our stuff in our cars and move down here. So that's what we did.
Oh, snowbirds.
Yeah, and ever since moving down here, I've gotten, more into the community on Twitter and, meeting people like M Squared. Just kind of gotten more into it.
So, have you and your partner ever sampled M squared sauce?
No, we have not. We've hung out
There's
quite
no
a bit,
such
but
thing.
we have not tasted that tea.
So, you said you're living out in Tampa, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So that means we all know what your home park is.
Yes. Busch Gardens Trash
Yes.
Fire.
Lowry Park Zoo.
Busch Gardens Trailer Park. It's
Yes.
a wonderful park.
It's in a trailer park, but it's beautiful. Excuse me.
So, funny story about my partner and I and Busch Gardens. So, before we moved down to Florida, we would go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg a lot because it was like an 8-hour drive from New York and about 6 if he was driving. And so, I had been to Busch Gardens Tampa before I went when I was like 15. And so when we were moving down here, I was like, we got to go to Busch Gardens Tampa. It's nice. It's just like Busch Gardens Williamsburg, but African themed instead of European themed. And we got there, and he was like, what the fuck is this?
Where are we?
Yeah. So...
Where did you bring... This is a joke, right?
Yeah, so he was kind of like, okay. But no, we go quite a bit, probably a couple times a month.
You have to just get past the entrance. If you can make it to the park, it's amazing.
Listen, the entrance to that park was absolutely beautiful in 1962. When it was built in the 80s. But
they had those like figurines of like animals growing in the shrubs. It was like supposed to be topiaries. But at this point, they were all patchy and old and missing spots. It looked like they had mange or something.
But I do like the park. They try.
Well, yeah. That's why I was excited to go there. It's a park that matches my feelings.
Mr. Playland, of the Busch Gardens Tampa rides, what is your favorite ride there that is not open?
Well, that could be any of them, depending on the day. Favorite one that's not open, I would say probably Gwazi, because that's the only major one that I can think of that's closed right now. And
Great choice.
I did.
It's a great choice.
Speaking of Gwazi,
I know where this is going.
there has been a new development. They might be about to pull a grin-grinning host and say, "Ha! We tricked you all. We are actually going to still exist." This is from Screamscape and TouringCentralFlorida.com. They have found trademark paperwork for potential new names for attractions. They could be Twisted Tiger, Uproar, and Tigress. This could be for Gwazi, or it could be for another Skyrocket too. Your thoughts, Mr. Local?
So as much as I want Gwazi to get RMC'd, it seems like, we might get stuck with a Skyrocket, which is okay. It's better than nothing. But what I love about this discussion that's going on right now on theme park Twitter and on Reddit is all these wood scientists are coming out and saying, oh, the wood's too rotten, the sea air with all the salt that's only 15 miles away, it's rotting, it's done. It's like, okay.
They would tear it down.
Yeah.
They would just use the supports in the land, basically.
Okay,
but like...
Let me talk about this. Okay, first of all, if people act like you can't get a Skyrocket and Gwazi. First of all, I'm telling you right now, Gwazi is not happening in 2019. It's not.
No.
I do think that you're going to get that Skyrocket in 2019. I absolutely do.
I don't think they would keep Gwazi up unless they were planning on doing something with it. I don't think they would.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly, because they're going to get that Skyrocket rocket next year, which I think they're going to call Uproar. Great name. I love that name.
It is a cool name.
But then you're going to get either Tigress or Twisted Tiger. How fucking brilliant. In 2020.
Twisted Tigress sounds like furry porn. Okay. Just going to say.
It is furry porn. Go Google and...
I'm doing that right now.
Twisted Tigress.
You're doing that right now. But here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, the wood's bad. The wood can't be done. Motherfucker, they're going to just use the fucking footers. That's the most expensive part of construction is the excavation and then the pouring of footers. That is so expensive. They're literally, there's plenty of footers for them to go around and do something.
And maybe the station. They might use the station.
Oh, and here's a shocking thought.
They can't use the brakes. Those went to Invader.
Well, they would replace all that jazz.
Yeah.
Like all the junk underneath.
Do y'all want to hear a crazy thing that I heard from somebody? That this is actually going to use steel supports, and they're going to remove all the wood.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So a la, like, what you got here with, like, the Voyage, which has the steel supports and stuff like that.
And what's it called over at Fun Spot?
Well, and Storm Chaser. I guess that would be the closest thing.
The new wood roller coaster is just wood tracks with some steel slapped on top.
Maybe not even any wood.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be wood at all, because I think they're going I-beam with steel structure.
So would you call it a hybrid still, or would you just call it a steel coaster?
Oh, no, it's a steel coaster. When there's no wood on the fucking thing, I mean, it's not a hybrid. It's a fucking steel coaster.
Yeah, with Storm Chaser, they got rid of everything, and they didn't preserve a lot of the layout. It's essentially really just a steel coaster now.
Well, I mean, because that already had the steel supports, and then they removed the wood track and put steel I-beam, so all steel. So no one can call that a wood coaster.
Let me throw a little wrench into this, a little crazy speculation. Tigris is the name of a river. I don't know, I don't remember exactly where. I think it's somewhere in the Middle East, maybe Iraq. But
wait a second.
Euphrates,
say Iraq again.
Yeah, please.
I tried to say it with the official pronunciation. Iraq.
No, please say it again.
Iraq.
Why is that so fucking sexy when he says that?
Because he's saying it with a Middle Eastern accent, and Middle Eastern accents are sexy.
Jesus, don't they all have big fucking dicks? Jesus.
There's a reason I'm dating an Egyptian. I'm just saying.
So when he's done with you, do you walk like an Egyptian?
Oh, yes. You have to do that pose on the way to the bathroom afterwards.
The Tigris and the Euphrates are two very culturally important rivers in whichever country they're in. I don't remember the exact country. But wouldn't it be cool? They didn't trademark Euphrates, but they might later, I don't know, if they kept the dueling aspect of it, to have one side be Tigris and to have the other side be Euphrates. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be, but they cannot afford a dueling coaster. There's no way that this thing is dueling. That is not happening.
No.
I love the idea.
Well, fuck me then. Fuck me.
You're
think it's
straight,
a good idea,
dude.
And I think they're going to just do what they did with Twisted Sisters.
No, Twisted Twins. Don't get the copyright
Twisted whatever. Fuck Twisted Twins. Fuck that lawsuit. It's Twisted Sisters forever.
Twisted Sister!
So, speaking of two tracks being turned into one, there is rumor out at Magic Mountain that the same thing may be happening to Superman Great Escape.
Oh, God.
So what's up with that video?
Don't even talk about that. Oh my.
First of all, I was like, oh, you mean an April Fool's joke? And then I found out it wasn't released on April Fool's. I'm just hoping it's a PR stunt where they just got it out late.
So what they've done, and this is from Screamscape, is they've sent out a survey to, I'm assuming other various Six Flags theme parks across the country, and they basically asked, what do you think of this new ride concept of Six Flags Magic Mountain? So they got like a feedback for this concept, which they released a video for privately to these people, but of course someone snapshotted it.
Yeah, someone used
Posted it
Bandicam, the screen capture software. Now this video, they use No Limits 1, which has been obsolete since 2013.
And can we talk about, this is like someone who also doesn't know how to use No Limits 1 well. At all.
At all, yeah.
They could have gone to any coaster boy, gave them strict constraints on what to build, gave them $5, and they would have come up with something better than what they released to people in a professional setting. Like the rolling is not smoothed out. It's a simple thing. If you know how to smooth the vertices on No Limits 1, it's a very simple thing to do, but they did not do it.
But this was sent out, how it is.
They didn't even put supports in it. So.
No, there's no supports, and it's like in the space setting.
Yeah.
And I'll just point out, the part after it flies through the station is impossible because you have full throttle right there.
Yeah, I don't think it would end how it... The end is just like a twisted knot of bullshit.
It's a twisted knot of would fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I wish they would have come to me, and then I would have crafted something beautiful that would have made the GP and even some enthusiasts think that it would actually happen. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at No Limits, but I'm pretty darn good, and please excuse my language.
But they did send this shit out, and it is a real thing. It might happen.
I mean, obviously, if it happens, it won't be like that. But, they might do something to it. But here's my thing. Is it necessary? Does that ride, get no lines?
They only run one side most of the time.
Yeah.
And the line is bad, even though there's not many people in the line. It takes forever to load, run, and then get through that line, even if it's short.
Suppose if they updated with a new launch system, could it be cheaper to operate?
Yes, and if it was a continuous circuit, then they could run more than one train.
True.
Well, it's Six Flags. They're not going to.
That's true.
And then they could just reuse one of their old rides and rebrand it as a new ride and has half the price and just as much marketing power, and that's the Six Flags way.
I just still feel like we're getting punked. It just is so bad.
It's not a bad idea. It's really old. It could use an update.
I seriously thought, we've all went on YouTube and started looking at those things. And, you run across that 10-year-old kid's YouTube where he's posted their coaster designs. That's what I felt like I was watching. I'm like, seriously.
Yeah. It was worse.
See, if they make it that bad, then they can completely change it. They just want to see, how do you feel about this kind of continuous circuit concept?
I think I'm starting to catch on what they're actually doing, what their end game is. They are going to, of course, make Superman Escape from Krypton, whatever they're naming it now, a full circuit. It's going to do that little top hat thing where it goes, so that part of the rendering was correct. Then it'll go back to a little King to Ka hop, maybe a little better profile so it doesn't kill you, and then it will connect with the rest of the track on full throttle, making two incredibly short rides, one decent length ride.
Hey, don't you fuck with my full throttle. That is my baby. I love that coaster.
Okay, but you know what? I kind of hope that that's true, because how fucking weird would that be for you to have called that? Also,
my God. They just extend full throttle through Superman and call it Full Throttle Superman.
Superman Full Throttle. There you go.
Presented by Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is a fucking mess. But I love it. I absolutely do love it. Past couple episodes, we've talked a bit about our lovely little competition for ideas on how to decide who our official muscle daddy is going to be. Well, we do have a submission, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to play that now.
One submission.
Okay, guys, I've been thinking about how to solve your muscle daddy competition problem, and it's a tough thing to do since those are two impressive specimens. So, of course, Jordan's gonna want to do like a lifting competition since he's the size of an average grizzly bear. So, like, he'll be like, I'll outlift you, bro. And on the other hand, Dwayne's gonna want to do some kind of yoga competition, seeing who could do the better downward dog position or something like that. Well, they both have their strengths. So here's my proposition. Ideally, this would be in person, but since Gare Bear lives so far away, it'll probably have to be Skype. No big deal. So what you'll need to do is put Jordan and Dwayne in thongs or Speedos or something like that, whatever they have, and then do measurements before you start. Not on them, but you guys to see where you're at. Then they can do a little routine, which could be some kind of dance, stretching, lifting, cleaning, potty action, pole dancing, whatever you guys like. And then you do a post-performance measurement to see the difference in you guys, from your original measurements, of course. So whomever inspired more impressive growth is the winner and the official RTO Muscle Daddy. Seems like a fair competition. Enjoy, guys.
That is an interesting idea. We're going to have to give it some thought, but we need more submissions. I don't feel like it's a fair contest if literally only one person sends it in. So, fucking just, I don't know, interact.
Bitches, send us in your fucking...
bitches.
Maybe give them another clue about what the prize is. Whet their appetites.
Their appetite.
Okay.
They're tiny little
Okay.
apple bottles.
Fuck me right again. Yeah.
I love how you're like, fuck me, and you say it with a smile, but really there's a lot of pain in your heart going on.
Show them, tell them about the prize. Get them interested.
Let's just say you get a hand from Mickey.
A helping hand.
A helping hand.
Oh, that's right. It's just the Mickey fist.
And this is officially licensed Disney merchandise.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
So, yeah.
Right there.
Boom, look at that. Disney barcode and everything.
Does that say $24.99 for that?
It does.
Wow.
It's Disney. Everything is overpriced.
That is a cheap price for the amount of pleasure it brings you.
But, the Kool-Aid tastes so good.
Now, Mr. Ryan, while we're sort of a little off the topic of Busch Gardens, let me bring it back. I'd like to know a little more about you and how your mind thinks, how the processes in your brain go. What would you want your home park, Busch Gardens, Tampa, to build next?
Can I just say anything?
I will accept that answer.
Or just open the shit that's already there. But no, in all seriousness, I think either an RMC Quasi or B&M Hyper or Giga would be awesome. But having real expectations.
Everyone wants a Giga. Nobody wants to pay for it.
That money's not in the till. But I'll take what I can get, honestly.
Don't worry. When SeaWorld Orlando closes, maybe they'll move Mako over there.
Yeah, that might work.
Right.
So, on the topic of getting either a Giga or a RMC Gwazi, I guess you could call it kind of a wood coaster still. Would you rather go wood or steel if you had to choose a side?
Absolutely steel. All day.
Absolutely steel.
It's been nice having you on here, Ryan, you fucking bitch.
He's a strong, sturdy, support type of man.
Weak.
You can really rely on him. He's smooth, suave.
You're a top, aren't you, Ryan?
Exciting.
Yeah. But if you want...
You're a top.
Yep.
Oh! Yep. My theory holds fucking
theory holds
true.
up. But let me paint the full picture. So... for my coaster credits.
So this is about to get real dirty.
No, it's not. But if we're talking about why I like steel so much more than wood.
Because you can't handle it up the bum. I get it.
That's part of the story. But the wooden coasters I've been on, some of the highlights are the Predator at Darien Lake, Mean Streak, Mind Blower, which is rough as hell, no matter what the fanboys say, Gwazi with the original trains, Hurricane at Myrtle Beach Pavilion, which got bulldozed as it needed to be. And that's all I can think of right now, but yeah, so my experience is a little tainted.
Okay, so we've all ridden a shitty wood coaster.
The views and opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect those of the host.
So you haven't ridden a GCI, a good GCI, or a good gravity club.
Right, I was going to say. Just because you rode shitty rides doesn't mean that all wood coasters are shit.
No, yeah, I'm just waiting for that good experience.
I've rode more than one shitty dick, and I still like dick.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Most of the dick is good.
Well,
Yeah, you just got to keep riding to find the good one.
I feel
Exactly.
like with dick, as is with roller coasters, there are so many dicks out there that have so much potential if they just put a little work into it.
Right. That's exactly why I fell back in love with Ghost Rider, because they finally fucking...
They put some work into it.
Yeah.
Let's keep on, because, since we're talking about Busch Gardens and all of this, if you were to take us, and you can include Goliath, his fucking bitch ass who's not here, but you can include him in here. So if you were to take us out on a hot, passionate date after a day at your favorite park, where would you take us afterwards for, dinner, to drink, to basically, get in bed with us? How are you going to seal the deal?
Yeah, so we'll just stay with Busch Gardens because I know the area. And right around the corner.
Keep us in the trailer park like we deserve.
Yeah, no, we all deserve to be in the trailer
Yeah,
park.
we're going to go next door to Peggy's house, and we're going to huff some paint and eat some Tostitos pizza rolls.
Woo!
No, but
Sounds like a Saturday night to me.
Yeah.
right outside Busch Gardens, there's a place called Mel's Hot Dogs, which I've never been to because it looks like a dump. But everyone says it's good. So that's where we're all going to go. We're all going to eat for like $3.50.
Oh my god. Ew, that's where we're gonna go because you know us so well. Thank you.
He doesn't, because literally hot dogs are my most hated food.
Too close to dick.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not gonna take us to the gas station down the street and get us a cup full of boiled
Well,
peanuts.
no, we have Wawa here.
Okay, first of all, boiled peanuts are amazing. Okay.
There's a Wawa. They have real food.
Just take us to Wawa. Don't take us to the hot dog store, please. I love Wawa.
Wawa is pretty fantastic. It's kind of
Oh my
ridiculous.
god. Jesus. Okay, you are a terrible date. Your partner must really love you.
Well, it's been 6 years.
Cheap date does not equal terrible date. Thank you
Oh.
very much.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. So, you know what? Let's jump, to the opposite side of the country, Gare Bear, to over where you're at in California.
That's right. We got lots of good stuff coming out of my neck of the woods.
Yeah, so I guess you probably haven't been to Knott's for quite some time, because it looks like Xcelerator is about to reopen.
Yeah.
Or has reopened. It has
I
reopened.
went right before they opened it, while they were testing it, the day they were testing it. And, right after I left, they opened it. So it's pretty much keeping with the theme. But yes, Xcelerator has finally reopened, and they not only are open, but they're running 2 trains.
With it being open after being closed for months, do you count this as a new credit?
No, but they basically treated it as if they were opening a new roller coaster.
Do they have a media day? They bring out the press and everything saying, look at this! This shit's open! Congratulate us!
Everyone applaud us. We're actually running something in our park.
Well,
my
the coaster
God.
community sure freaked out when it was finally open, and it seems like everyone's focusing on Knott's because it's the only fucking theme park that's open right now.
Disneyland.
Yeah, fuck your Six Flags, which is open all year, and your Disney parks, which are
There's
open
plenty
all
of
year.
ones, but people seem to be...
You poor bitches in California.
We're the ones
you have it
that's
so
open
hard.
and getting new coasters and living the California life, so I don't know. People seem to be focusing on Knott's a lot online right now. Also, Hangtime. We got a opening day, which is May 18th. So that's exciting.
Oh, it's actually coming up quicker than I thought. I figured that would be like a June or July opening.
I anticipated them trying to open it during the Boysenberry Festival, which today is the last day. And I'm actually, after we're done here, I have a couple tabs left on my my food pass. I'm going to go back over and use them up on some boysenberry wangs.
Just as long as you remember, Care Bear, you are not allowed to go ride Hangtime until I have that credit.
Oh, bullshit. Fuck you. I'm going to be there opening day.
God damn it. Well, everyone, just cancel any plans that you have for May 18th.
By May 19th, it's going to be on fire.
Smiler 2.0.
Have any of you seen the picture of Hangtime testing where it's that little hop after one of the overbank turns or something, and it's at the top of the hop, and the road wheels, the wheels that go and have the track directly beneath them, they are up and off the track entirely, and you can see daylight between the bottom of the road wheel and the rest of the track.
That's going to be like the underrated element on that ride, is that one little
that has to be like -2 G's or something like that. It looks crazy.
Do you know what that actually tells me about this ride?
That Gerslauer doesn't know how to build still?
Yes. What? It's going to be rough as fuck.
Bite your tongue, sir. That's an amazing element. I'm going to be so... that's going to be my favorite part. That's going to be a lot of people's favorite part. Well, and what's cool is that's going to be the entrance of the ride, too. So the queue is going to start right underneath that airtime hill. So your first experience with this coaster when you're walking into the queue is just people's fucking life draining out of them as it's flung -2 G's in the air.
The dead bodies piling up around the Fast Pass line. Yeah, but when you look at like B&Ms or mock rides or other smooth coasters, the wheels stay on the track. And they're like, it's like a vacuum seal on the track, and that's what part of the reason why they make them so smooth. You look at an Aero ride or an old Premier ride, and the wheels are flatter, and they don't have that vacuum seal with the track. It makes me a little nervous that it doesn't look like a vacuum seal on Hangtime, and I know Gerslauer's new rides.
Maybe they're just breaking it in, though.
I know their new rides, like Fire Chaser Express is a great ride and things like that, but if it's going to be this much of a discrepancy between wheel positions, it makes me a little nervous about how smooth a ride it could be.
I'm just going to say, we are in luck that we have someone on Ride This One who lives so close to Knott's, because when that thing is finally in an accident, and it will be, we'll have someone there to cover it.
Right.
Hell.
Okay.
Knowing his luck, he might be on the ride, so he might be like, my legs are severed, live tweeting the whole process.
Subscribe to Ride This One. That would give us so much exposure, so many views if you were to shout out Ride This One to all the news cameras saying,
as I'm getting carried off in the ambulance.
You're thinking you're not going to bleed to death. That's adorable. Just make sure that you tweet before you run out of blood, because we really need those views.
If you really want to know what I'm all about, check out Ride This One. Hashtag death selfie. Hashtag last one. Okay, Ryan, tell me your least favorite ride and your very most favorite ride.
So for least favorite ride, and I swear I get out of Florida, I really do, but for least favorite, I'm going to go with Mind Blower, because I rode it when it was like brand new. And
what?
It was...
Fuck you!
I just, seriously, exactly.
I knew I was going to get the door for this one, but I just don't care for it. And for favorite, probably...
You're not a coaster enthusiast, you're the devil. What the fucking hell?
I don't think we can be friends.
You're just a Diz fan.
No. I do have a Disney Pass. But...
you touched a nerve there. That was like real pain I saw in his face. You jack off to the thoughts of Pirates of the Caribbean every night.
No, Tower of Terror. But,
okay, so let's get
Is that what you call your dick? Or is that what your boyfriend calls your
Yes.
dick? The Tower of Terror? Oh.
It's his favorite ride, too.
So too short.
Oh. So, funny story about that. So you guys probably can't tell, but I'm 5'6". And before we went to a theme park for the first time... we were going to go to Universal Orlando. He goes, before we go, we should look up to see how tall you have to be to make sure you can ride the rides. And he wasn't joking. He was dead serious.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Dad, I like your boyfriend.
It shows that he cares, and he cares about your experience at the park.
Yeah, he was just looking out for me.
Don't let that one get away.
No,
Okay,
try not to.
So Your least favorite ride, we're going to pretend we just didn't hear that right now, so I don't have violent feelings.
Tell me what your most favorite ride is so I can find a redeemable quality.
So, for most favorite, I'll go with Intimidator 305.
Okay.
Oh my god, are you serious? Oh my god, okay, now that I fully fucking agree with.
See, he came back around. Brought it back.
Okay, I can agree with that. I am shocked though that if you love that you have an issue with roughness.
Yeah.
Maybe I had a bad ride.
That is one of the most intense. That is the most intense coaster out there in my mind.
Have you ridden Sky Rush?
No, it opened the year after I was last at Hershey Park, so I
Sky
gotta
Rush
go
is
back
so
up
good.
there.
It's so good. It's so
I didn't
good.
have a accelerometer on me, but I felt like Sky Rush was more intense. Really? And I grew up going to Intimidator 305, so I'd ridden that tons.
The airtime is definitely more intense.
Yeah. When I made it to Sky Rush, now it is rougher too. I rode it like the year after it opened. I felt like it was a more intense ride, both with vertical and negative G's, even though it's 100 feet shorter. But
yeah, it's such a good ride. I love Hershey Park, and they're due to get something new soon. They need a giant new ride. It's been a while. 2012. So yeah, it's time. It's time.
Yeah. It's a nice park too.
I haven't seen it yet, but the wave turn on Twisted Cyclone is up now. I guess that looks pretty good, or
it looks fan-fucking-tastic. It looks amazing.
I'm gonna pull that up here. Which I guess this is the picture of. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, that looks fucking sexy.
I mean, I've ridden Twisted Colossus, which has the high five element, but this looks like it's literally flinging you out while also banking outwards. It's like just that added extra, and plus you're just being flung into oblivion rather into another train. So it just looks like such a great element.
It does, and I'm digging that blue. I'm so glad that someone went with blue.
It looks good.
And I'm also realizing that this was also a steel support structure on this ride.
Of course it is.
I did not know that. So this is going to be an all steel, no longer a wood credit. Interesting.
If only Goliath were here to talk about how Six Flags Over Georgia is actually a good park, and hey, I'm glad that this is going to be steel because wood sucks. So I'm glad it's going to be only steel now. Win for the Steel
deserve
Boys.
This coaster.
Yeah, Steel Boy. Yeah.
Raiders.
It's funny because you guys sound just like him.
Thank you.
That we do. Actually, Goliath's not a real person. We've just been pretending to be Goliath since the start of the show. We knew we needed a heterosexual, and we could not find one. They're rare in the theme park community.
They are.
And we just got sick of filling it.
They are rare because everyone is fucking gay. Just, obviously Ryan is a fucking homosexual. A big old fucking queen. Jesus Christ, just so fucking gay. But I'm not looking for the gays. That's just all I can fucking find to come on the damn show.
Well, speaking of sex and roller coasters and homosexual things, we have an upcoming New York Times best-selling book called The Coaster Sutra, and we have a deal with publishers, and the deadline's coming up pretty soon for it, so we have to get as many entries as we can into it.
It's going to be on Oprah's top 100 list too.
It will. They'll get all those stickers. It'll probably they'll sell it at Scholastic book fairs and elementary schools and everything.
Number 1 on Amazon, baby.
Please describe in detail your Coaster Sutra entry. This is a sexual experience on an amusement park device. Go.
So, again, I promise I get out of Florida once in a while, but this one's going to be in Florida. At SeaWorld, the Sky Tower. And I'll tell you why. So, it's really long. Like, you have a solid half hour up there, depending on how it's running. And SeaWorld's always empty, so you're going to have it to yourself. And it's got good views up there. So, probably want to keep as many clothes on as possible. So no one sees in the windows there. So
what, like right up against the glass?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty hot.
While you're spinning around up there, that would be pretty fucking sweet. I must admit.
So is this one going to be called View from the Top of My Dick?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Screw with the view.
Oh, that's even better. That's even better. But can we take 2 seconds to loop around and talk about the Sky Tower and how SeaWorld charges people $2 to ride it now? So if you have
unless you're a
pass,
pass
free.
holder.
Yep, if you have a pass, it's free. But if you're a day guest that paid $100 to get in or whatever, you have to pay $2 to go on it.
SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, they like live off of upcharges.
No, it's smart. I know exactly why they do it, because they know at some point it's going to get stuck up there and they're going to get sued. So they're trying to make as much money as they can before that lawsuit happens.
That $2 per person is going into a bank account that they're going to use exactly for that lawsuit.
The problem is no one actually goes to SeaWorld, so they probably have about $16 right now.
Half of them were M squared.
Right. That bitch has a pass.
He does.
I will say, apparently, you can have beer up there now. So now they're selling beer.
I did not know that.
Selling beer up there, or you can just bring your beer with
Yeah,
you?
they're in the queue line. They've switched how the queue line works out there. So you kind of go apparently around the back now, and they've set up a little place now where you can buy beer and take it on the ride.
That's cool. That's
To
worth
me,
the $2.
How smart would it be if they just literally just turn that into a full-on bar up there?
That would be awesome. And just leave it up there for like 20 minutes. So you go up there, have a drink, and spin around.
You have to pre-buy a drink for $20 a drink.
Yeah.
Oh,
unless you're a
man,
pass
they could
holder.
make a fucking fortune doing that shit.
This is what parks need to realize. Figure out weird places for people to drink and get drunk, and you will survive, SeaWorld. That's what you've got to do. Get drunk and swim with the fucking dolphins. That's what you gotta do.
They sell booze everywhere now.
It's probably literally the only thing keeping them afloat right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it
They're
really
going to just start giving it out for free. As long as you show up, just buy a ticket. We'll get you drunk.
And a whale hat. A ticket and a whale hat.
The next step is to get the dolphins drunk and see what happens.
I mean, we're 3 steps away from our Bad Boy SeaWorld sketch.
Speaking, though, of people who are drunk, let's talk about this new coaster, Tiki Waka, at Wallaby Park in Belgium. Have you all watched that POV?
What the hell is that?
It's Titty Waka.
Oh, Titi Waka. I refuse to say titty.
It's cute. That's what it is.
It's like the shittiest fucking layout I've ever seen. How many fucking, brake runs do you need?
It's for capacity.
Do you know what that is? That is the small version of Rip Ride Rocket.
I was just going to say, beat Rip Ride Rocket for brake runs.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
So what?
Yeah, if they want to have a great capacity so I don't have to wait a long time, and if that maybe sacrifices a fraction of the pacing merit in the ride, I'm okay with that.
I'm not. I think it looks like shit. It's stupid ride.
Okay,
Looks
well
like
then
a
don't go to
wacky
Belgium.
Wild Mouse, but fun. Not just some boring piece of shit that's copied over and over. It's
if you
actually
look
new
at
and
their
exciting.
other versions, and Gerslauer refers to this as a bobsled style coaster.
Bobsled?
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's
No,
what they call it.
It is a wild mouse with a unique
But
layout.
Gerslauer on their product line refers to it as a bobslide or a single car thing. So it's not like a train, they're single cars. If you go look at their other ones that they've built, some of those layouts look fucking sick. They look awesome. And that's why I was looked at this one, I was just like, really? There's just a lot of stopping on that ride. And I just...
It looks cute.
But it looks like it has plenty of airtime for the stature of a ride that it is.
And it's a family coaster, and it's, it dives through some theming, and it goes pretty far and fast for a family coaster.
The theming looks excellent, but you know what, guys? I like intense rides. That's what I like. And I get it, it's a family coaster, but oh my god, the just amount of stopping would just drive me fucking crazy. Ugh.
What else is at Wallaby, Belgium? Someone that's...
I think a Intamin Megalite. It's at one of the Wallaby parks.
Do they have a lot more intense rides than they do family rides? Because if this was warranted, then I think this is a good addition. If they needed a family coaster.
They have a 1982 launched Schwarzkopf.
Ooh.
That's a good thing to have.
A 92 Vekoma Mine Train.
Yeah.
A 99 Sierra Steel Coaster.
Okay.
A 1999 Vekoma SLC.
Beautiful.
A 2001 Vekoma Boomerang.
Damn, they really stocked up on those
This
Vekomas,
is
didn't
almost Wild Adventures right now.
It gets worse. It gets worse. A 2001 Vekoma Wooden Coaster.
they? Oh, ow.
But then it gets better. A 2016 Mach Rides Pulsar, the Power Splash, which looks amazing.
Okay.
And then the 2018 Goliath bobsled coaster.
See, they have a lot of intense rides. I think they needed they could use a family coaster. This is not a bad family coaster. It's just
and with a name like Titiwaka, it's a fun ride.
Yeah,
Slater,
they need more theming, if anything. If they added more theming, I think a lot more people would be excited about this ride.
And Slater, if you're that against it, I'll just say, don't go to Belgium. Which is unfortunate for you because, if what I'm understanding is correct, Belgium has an amazing gay scene. So
it does, and they have great beer and chocolate. But
oh yes, they do.
The thing is I don't give a fuck about that park, and it's not something I'm about to go to. But you know what park I might go to? Energylandia. Have you all been following what the fuck they are doing?
What is that one? Which one's that one?
That is a park that is brand new but will not fucking stop building. This park is not even 10 years old, and they have 11 coasters and have 2 more coming.
Isn't this in Poland?
Yes, Poland! Poland! Do you know what Poland is famous for?
The first country to fall to the Third Reich.
Yeah.
Exactly! Nazis and potatoes! That is what they're known for.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they got taken over by the Nazis, but poor Poland.
1939.
Let's just say I wouldn't ride any trains out there, okay? Yeah, okay, so first of all, this year they're opening Hyperion, okay? Which is their mega coaster. It's a 252-foot tall, which is 262-foot drop. It's almost 5,000 foot long, and that is one of those awesome... I believe it's an Intamin. That was the one where they were deciding whether to go with Intamin or Vekoma. I don't know if you remember that, but they were kind of doing back and forth, and they went with Intamin.
I voted for Vekoma.
They have, in 2020, they are doing an RMC ground-up iBox track coaster. So this is the first one ground-up that's not wood, but it's just full-on steel, but using I-beam. So that's interesting.
Are they doing the single rail or the like an actual RMC?
No, like the actual RMC, like iBox,
okay.
like the I-beams. So the 2 rails. It is 196.8 feet tall, over 4,265 feet long, 3 inversions. You can see the layout. It looks fucking sick. So, like, you know Goliath at has Great America?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's not as good as Goliath at Georgia.
Great America gets way too much flack, man.
But it looks like the souped up version of that, like much longer, bigger. It looks really awesome. But then they've also announced that they're getting a Vekoma launch coaster that they're working on to follow that shortly after. This park is building, and I'm like, where is this money coming from? Are that many? I mean, is there nothing else to do in Poland that everyone is just going there?
Yes.
Maybe.
I want to go now. Like,
maybe Poland is worth visiting. We should go check it out.
I'm literally thinking, like, who's going to Poland? This bitch is going to Poland. I never thought I'd say that.
What if Poland is one of those places that's just, like, riddled with resorts and shit?
It's not, but, you know...
I don't know much about Poland.
Oh, no. I looked up the Energylandia Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their coasters. They have a 2015... Vekoma SLC.
2015? Was that the most recent SLC that was put in ever?
Well, it shows that this is a park imperfect. Like, I'm at a loss for words. I thought that they were going to be a better park than this, but then they have an SLC.
And I thought Vekoma had moved past that dark part of their history.
Vekoma's going to take money from anyone who will do something. And let's be fair. If Vekoma built an SLC at a Disney park and they put it in a box and said it was good, people would suddenly like SLCs.
True. Needs some black lights, though.
Needs some black lights.
Well, speaking of Vekoma, I just remembered, and we didn't have it on our news dossier, I'm sorry. Vekoma was purchased by Sansi.
Oh my god, yeah, S&S, yeah.
A Japanese corporation.
Oh.
And everybody's like, oh my gosh, what is this going to mean for coasters and things? Are S&S and Vekoma going to team up and do stuff? No. That is not what it's going to mean. This is just really, it's probably, if anything, it's just pushing around some money. Some money goes now to Sansi. It's not going to affect the operations and manufacturing of S&S and Vekoma. Those are going to remain two entirely separate.
You think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a stipulation or something in the contract. They're not just going to merge and create a nasty hybrid.
I mean, that's what they did with Arrow.
Because Arrow was closing and S&S absorbed their assets.
I do really hope, though, that maybe they send a couple of engineers from Vekoma to S&S, so maybe their rides will start working. I'm just something. So I'm hoping maybe from that point it'll work out.
So they've got S&S has got Arrow, and now, Jesus Christ, Arrow's.
They have Jesus Christ. Shit,
damn.
man.
Smoking too much weed during this.
They should be pushing in the Midwest harder.
Yeah, big manufacturers are going for it. Yeah.
So
damn.
So S&S buying up Vekoma would be a big next step for them.
A misrepresentation of what has happened. They're gonna remain separate.
I know, but S&S is just becoming a big player. Is my point.
You know the family tree diagram?
Mm-hmm.
I put Sansi at the top, and then all the things they own, those are their own companies in their own right, are beneath them, but not connected in a day-to-day or even big picture sense. It's mainly just Sansi having their owners on the boards now, Vekoma and S&S and so, things like that.
This looks like a way for them to make more money.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's jump back to Ryan here for a second. So I'm gonna ask what is now my favorite question. Ryan, what is your true opinion of Rob Alvey?
So, it's a loaded question.
Well, he's a loaded person. So.
He is. So
Like a loaded baked potato, whatever that means.
So we all know about the whole service dog and people in wheelchairs incident that he had on Twitter. So before that, okay. So here's the quick version of this. So he was at Universal, and there was a lady with a service dog that had a little Harry Potter costume on, and then there was a lady that was a little bit younger and a little bit lower weight than what you would expect for someone in an electronic wheelchair. And so he tweeted pictures of them saying something along the lines of how people are abusing having service animals and the electronic wheelchairs in parks.
Yeah.
And so Twitter
and using the
descended upon
service
his ass.
passes that they give you with those, too, so you can get in at the back of the ride. People abusing
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, so that's, why a lot of people do it, is so they don't have to wait in lines and don't have to pay for express passes or whatever. So there is legitimate abuse of it. But posting a picture of a person saying, this person doesn't need this dog and this person doesn't need this wheelchair was kind of crummy. And the reason why I got a little butthurt about that is because when I first went to Disney, I was 6 and my mom was 36. She had rheumatoid arthritis. And so here she was, 36, not a big girl that you would expect to see in a wheelchair, but she was in a wheelchair because walking around the parks all day just wasn't doable. So when he posted that, I was like, oh shit, that could have been, my mom. And if someone had posted a picture of my mom like that, when she was, beyond humiliated to be in a wheelchair anyway, I would have been pissed. So I got a little butthurt about that. So before that, I was like, you know what, he's eccentric, but he makes decent videos sometimes, so whatever. But after that, I did not care for him. And I also got blocked by Theme Park Review. And then there was a thread about people complaining about being blocked by Theme Park Review. And I just said, oh, well, it looks like I'm in the club now.
Yeah,
and did like a
club.
shrug emoji. Yep. And he screenshotted that tweet and posted something like, this is what these Diz Twitter people do, or something like that. And I was just like, really, dude? So because of that, I do not like Rob Alvey anymore.
Yep.
Should we start keeping a tally? I want to get a tally. We're going to get like a tally board or something.
I mean, you could just type in Rob Alvey hate on Google and you'll have...
Oh, God.
of
Yeah.
Cali
I'm sure
longer
there's a
than you can
subreddit
fucking
for
keep
it.
up with. Yeah, well, it's called Roller Coaster Jerk.
I have not
Rob,
seen this yet.
we still want you to come on. Don't be a bitch, Rob. Don't be a
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, right. We want to ask you the real questions. Come on, you love the drama.
Oh, he loves the drama.
He
we all
loves-
love
He
the
does.
drama.
Yeah, we all do.
If people didn't like drama, the Kardashians wouldn't exist. Okay.
I would honestly be behind him if he had just tweeted that, like, okay, this is a problem and people are abusing the system.
This is an interesting thing for me now, and I figured I'll just go ahead and mention this. Like my mother, about a month ago, was in a very bad car accident, and at this point, she has lost the ability to walk, and probably will never walk again. So my family's now at the beginning of actually now having a family member who is going to be in a wheelchair and who is going to be disabled. So it's a whole new viewpoint for me. Not like I was out there like, fuck disabled people. But although I'd probably say that to my mom. But anyway, I'm a sweetheart. So yeah, no, I mean that's interesting. I've seen a few things, but interesting. It's an interesting theme park world that we live in.
Well, thank you for tethering us to the human story and for your bravery. It's important. It's important that we do that occasionally on Ride This One to remind us of how important and beautiful life can be. Otherwise, Doctor Strange is coming to the Disneyland Resort, and he is going to be a character. The catch is they don't say where he's going to be a character at the Disneyland Resort, other than it's going to be in the Disneyland Resort. Because they say, let me pull up the exact quote from them at their blog post. It's loading. Okay, let me see. Doctor Strange travels great distances in an instant by opening portals between dimensions. There's no telling where and when he might appear, so be sure to stay tuned to the Disney Parks blog for more information. What this means is, well, what I think it means is, fuck your cohesive theming. We have a character that can just be anywhere at any time. So we're not going to make it a big deal in the Hollywood section of DCA like we did with the other Marvel characters. We're just going to trot them out in Frontierland because we can, and because it's going to clog up that area even more. Whatever.
This is what actually shows me that Disney has no idea about these characters, really. Because you're like, Doctor Strange. Oh, well, then it would be strange for him to be anywhere.
Yeah, so like they're just
lazy Disney.
He's just gonna pop up in
lazy.
Tomorrowland one day, right next to all the stormtroopers, and say, "Ha! I've opened a portal to be in this Star Wars place. Who wants to take a picture with me?"
Nobody, because they're all over with the fucking Stormtroopers.
And it was by far, I think, the worst Marvel MCU movie, in my opinion.
Who the fuck is Doctor Strange, anyways?
He is Benedict Cumberbatch.
I am so attracted to that man. He needs to put his penis everywhere on me.
Really?
What do you think of his American accent?
No, he needs to be British, but you know.
Because when he's Doctor Strange, he has an American accent.
I cannot be okay with anyone named Benedict Cumberbatch being a heterosexual. No, your mother sealed the deal. You are fucking gay. Benedict Cumberbatch. It literally sounds like some gay sex move.
Well, he's got cum in his name. It's,
exactly.
You know.
By the batches.
By the
yeah.
Oh, that's the batches.
Yeah, so that's gonna be. I guess it's gonna be cool to have him around everywhere. Like you just show up on the Jungle Cruise and it'd be like, "I'm going to be your skipper today. I am Doctor Strange." And things like that.
I would actually love that. If that would happen, I would be all for that.
That would actually be pretty cool. But with The Rock and somehow he has now creative influences over the Jungle Cruise, I don't really understand how that's going to work.
Hey, that is President The Rock.
Okay, oh, Jesus
President
Christ.
The Rock, because
President Camacho.
With the Jungle Cruise movie coming out eventually, being just a rehashing of Jumanji and every other action movie with the jungle themes that he's been in recently, He now supposedly he's working with Disney to redevelop elements of the Jungle Cruise, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I think it's going to be... Well, let's not get into the Disney bitching section of Ride this
I
month.
can't wait to see how the movie addresses that ride's racial undertone.
Yeah.
Why does Disney have to have a movie based around every ride now? It seems like...
They don't have to money. Because when they can...
They can. Is that the only reason?
It's developing a brand that's already familiar in the public consciousness, and that it helps with marketing. That's the biggest thing.
And it'll get people to go to the parks, and merchandise is the big one.
Yeah.
They think with stuff like that, boy, can they move T-shirts and figurines and all kinds of stuff.
Slap the Rock on it. Right.
Oh my God, Rock could slap me with anything. Jesus,
Yes.
Jesus, dear.
But I wouldn't wear a T-shirt with him in like safari gear. Let's just put it that way.
Those shorts, some safari shorts.
I'd wear him as a T-shirt.
Okay, I think we've talked enough Disney for this episode. Let's not oversaturate it like we did previously.
I don't know what you're talking about. We always keep things so balanced.
Okay.
So, Brian, Disney's a lot of people's dream park. Obviously, I'm sure you go a lot. But what's your dream park? What park, if money not being an issue, would you just die to go to?
So I'm not going to say any of the international Disney parks because those are the easy answer, but I'm going to say Six Flags Magic Mountain. And I know it's a dump, but
hey,
they have a lot of... Am I wrong, though?
It's not a dump.
I only know what I read on the
Six Flags
internet.
parks.
It's just, it's just dumpy sometimes.
Yeah. So I know that it's not, the greatest, but they do have a lot of coasters that look good that I'd like to try out. So I think that's where I won't head off to next.
Was it the new Superman ride that sealed the deal for you?
So other than the fact that we'd all be decapitated if the No Limits rendering got built, I think it might be all right.
Hey, you can't trust those. Remember, we would have all been decapitated from the Mind Blower rendering, too.
True.
So, but you know what? There are definitely worse parks than Six Flags Magic Mountain. Like Six Flags New England, who is now touting their repainted SLC like it's something new.
But it must be a new credit, right? New colors, new name.
Hey, new name. Hey, Riddler's Revenge. They're trying to do a cohesive theme here. I mean, poorly, but they're trying. So, brava, I suppose.
Cardboard cutouts.
More cutout.
Hey, at least they're trying. Yeah. At least they're doing this instead of putting in a new coaster, another major capital spending expansion thing.
I anticipate there will be VR on this within the year.
On an SLC?
Didn't they already do that once?
I don't know. I see VR dying because it's too much work and maintenance to...
yeah, but Six Flags hasn't caught on to that yet.
They don't really care for it.
They'll slap it on anything. They put it on Lex Luthor.
SeaWorld still advertises the VR, even though everything's just removed.
That's awkward.
It's never coming back.
Maybe they can sell their headsets off to Six Flags New England. They're cheap. Only been used 6 times.
Speaking of VR dying, Battle for Ire is about to open up at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It is a VR attraction. Anyone familiar with it?
I'm semi-familiar with it. It used to be... what was the attraction that was in that building?
You're Up in the Air.
You're Up in the Air. That is right.
It was a decent attraction, and
air
previously Corkscrew Hill, which I never got to ride, and then Questor before that, which was essentially just an older version of You're Up in the Air.
People just should be happy. I mean, yeah, sure, they closed Curse of Dark Castle, one of the best dark rides that in existence. But don't worry, guys, you're getting Battle for Ire. How exciting! Perfect replacement.
And one of the problems is, like, people have told me, oh, it's Battle for Era. When I originally thought it, is that Battle for Erie or Ire or something like that? And the promotional videos are saying Battle for Ire now. But I had people tell me that should know, oh, it's Battle for Era. And so I don't know what to believe. But it does look like it's going to be at least a decent attraction there. From the little limited clip that they've shown of the ride video, it is going to have the classic tired 3D tropes of little flies buzzing in front of the camera and saying brrr, and other things like that, but at least it's something.
Okay, Ryan, so we've all had a crazy time at a theme park where we've run into that crazy guest that just changes our whole day. So tell me your craziest guest experience that you've ever had at a theme park.
So this wasn't like a malicious guest or anything, but I thought it was hilarious. And yes, it is a Disney, but it could have been anywhere. So this was before they banned selfie sticks, and there was a nice international couple taking all their selfies in front of the Dumbo ride, and they're swinging around, and there's this little kid that was throwing a fit because he didn't want to go on Dumbo, but his sister did want to go on Dumbo, so the mom said, we're going to go on Dumbo and then we'll go on your ride. And so while this kid's having this meltdown, the guy holding the selfie stick just whips around and beams him in the head. And he just started crying harder, and it's like, oh, you kind of deserve that.
Isn't that great? Justice served.
That was solid. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's your fucking Dumbo ride.
What you drinking over there, Ryan?
Oh, just iced coffee.
What's in it?
Nothing good.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. He's sober, too.
Come on.
Even I had coffee, but even I put some banana rum in my coffee. Jesus.
Just to get going for this show, I grabbed whatever airplane bottle was under the thing. I think it was gin.
If you can't even tell if it was gin or not, you might have a problem, bitch. I don't know what I'm drinking. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, my God.
And chugged.
This is the first episode in a minute where we haven't had a ghost appear. Raiders.
It is I, the ghost of Goliath. Y'all need to stop talking shit about me.
Never bet.
Steel is better than wood. Stop talking about dick and get to the news.
Hey, Goliath, why don't you tell us a little bit? Obviously today's your anniversary, and how was the sex? I know it doesn't happen too often.
She fell asleep, unfortunately. So I had to finish myself.
So did you use furry porn?
Yes, and speaking of furries, we have a news story that would make furries get their costume stained.
What's funny is your Goliath is starting to sound like a Muppet, which is fitting for...
Yeah.
And first off, I just want to point out, I've never met a Sesame Street furry. I've never met like Big Bird in my experiences.
I can't say that I have either. But yes, so Sesame Place coming to Williamsburg? ? Maybe. It's the only thing that company has that just seems to do so well. So people can bitch what they want about IPs, but IPs fucking work.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, get your kids in here.
So I agree with this absolutely. I really hope that they do put a Sesame Place in there. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Do they not have like a kiddie area, or is like the whole park kind of considered?
We're not sure, if I'm understanding, if this is actually going to be a part of Busch Gardens Williamsburg, or if this is actually going to be a separate ticketed attraction in the Williamsburg area. They own a lot of land out there.
Well, it is being framed, I think, at least in the permits, as a separate ticket or a combination ticket, because it will be a substantial sort of like a boutique park. They're going to, if this actually happens, they'd be taking the current Sesame Street Forest to Fun kiddie area in Busch Gardens, sort of right by the entrance, and re-gating that to include it as a section in an entire additional Sesame Place park with a number of other hamlets within it. This would be taking over...
That's weird. Why would they upcharge and charge it separately?
Because it's like, you look at the renderings and the potential of what this park could be, I could see it standing alone as its own park.
Yeah, and a very, very heavily themed IP type of park. Seriously, every single greasy-handed like coaster enthusiast probably grabbing their dick right now, thinking they're gonna get that Junior Woody out there. So I'm sure
I don't see it in the renderings, unfortunately.
But I think they assume it'll probably happen. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think it would be about a guaranteed success. Sesame Street was not part of my childhood. My parents were terrible. So anything that was wholesome or good, I did not experience. So I don't have the connection to it, but I do think it's smart.
Wait, would it be including the water park that they have there?
Well, the water park, like they'd be building their own water park as part of Sesame Place.
Okay. So I could see, okay. So are they going to market it more as like a water park with Sesame Place? Or do you think it's going to be just Sesame Place that also has the water park? Because a lot of parks do the separate water parks.
I'm thinking it would be the latter, because Sesame Place in Pennsylvania is mostly a water park as well, but it's not marketed as such. It's marketed as Sesame Place.
Because they have other rides, right? Like,
yeah. I went there many, many years ago when I was very young. And I remember like seeing Elmo on a water slide, but I don't remember a lot else from it.
That sounds terrible.
Well, it does fine, I think.
Smells like wet Muppets in here.
Well, knowing what we know about the guy who played Elmo's voice, are we sure it wasn't just him in a costume trying to get close to kids?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Ryan, we all hate somebody out there. Apparently, you're not a fan of Rob Alvey. But if you could force anyone in the coaster community at large to ride your least favorite ride, or whatever ride you think would be torturous, who would you pick, what ride, and why?
So I'll give Rob Alvey a break on this one. I won't pick him, even though he's the easy answer. But
we're all easy here. Don't worry.
Oh, I know. But just to paint the picture, so I've been in a relationship for 6 years, so we have a good relationship. But I would put my partner.
Oh, congrats!
Thanks. On any ride.
That's like
at
26 years in gay years.
Yeah.
Have you experienced gay bed death yet?
No, not yet.
I don't believe you.
But we are getting married in February, so maybe after that.
Congratulations.
Are you getting married at Disney?
That is so
No,
gross.
but in Orlando.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have to get married before we turn 30. I'm 27, he's 26 now, so we only have a few more years left,
per the
and
laws
then we
that
die.
no one older than 30 can get gay married. The law
no,
stands.
at 30 in gay years you die. So at least on Grindr.
Seal the deal, because you ain't gonna find anybody else after that.
Well, congratulations.
Will you grow old and angry with me?
But yeah, no, for that question, I would put him on any ride at King's Dominion, because I do feel a little bad, but when we went there, it was our combination Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, King's Dominion trip, and of course we went to King's Dominion after, and he was just like, why the fuck did we come here? And so then I was explaining credits, and he was like, no, this is stupid.
You're such a loving partner, let me just say.
Yeah. Listen, we have a good relationship.
Listen, a long-term relationship is always a little bit of torture. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What is your coaster count right now?
97. So
Okay.
now,
Not bad.
so not huge.
Hey, don't laugh at him. He's learning.
He's better than me.
That's even better. Don't laugh at him. He's learning. That is...
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
But if you're counting going on the same rides over and over and over again, then
No, we are
you
not.
probably have a number of people.
No, that-
But I'm being really careful, because I want number 100 to be either something really good like Fury 325 or something awesome like a Chance Toboggan or some other death trap like that.
My 100th was Gatekeeper.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh shit, what was my 100th? It was something stupid too. I can't remember though off the top of my head.
Time Traveler?
Oh.
No, my 100 was T3.
Ew. Really?
I didn't
That's
realize
worse
it
than the
until
Chance
later.
Toboggan.
Like, God damn it.
I'm almost to 200. I will probably hit 200 later this season, so
Damn.
I'll make it to do with a big deal with it. So,
You should save 200 for Desperado.
if it opens. If it opens.
It will.
Honestly,
be
if it
open.
opens, I don't care. I'm just going to go get that credit while it's open.
Yes, it's happening.
So, you know what?
So good.
I don't want to ignore the elephant in the room because everyone's probably like, why haven't you talked about Schlitterbahn? Well, we're about to talk about Schlitterbahn.
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
I don't even know where to fucking start. Holy fucking shit.
I thought it was funny that the way that I learned about this story was not through Screamscape or through Twitter or something. I heard it on NPR, of all places. And the co-owner of Schlitterbahn has been charged with second-degree murder in the death of 10-year-old Caleb Schwab, which was the kid that got decapitated on Verruckt those few years ago.
Caleb? Did you just call him Caleb?
Caleb?
Caleb, thank you.
Caleb. Excuse me, Caleb. So, apparently he has pleaded not guilty to these murder charges, but they're basically saying that the design of the ride was so unsafe that it shouldn't have opened. But can they really charge this guy with second-degree murder on this? I mean,
they're never going to get a second-degree murder. The most that they're going to get is an involuntary manslaughter charge. But right now they're just trying to apply all the charges that they can to get whatever they can.
Yeah,
but these guys are in fucking trouble. I read every fucking page of that indictment.
Yeah?
They're in trouble.
It's crazy.
It is insane. They're at least going to get the endangerment charges, and there's 12 of them. They're going to get on some of those. There's no way that they're getting out of this. 3 people have been arrested. 3 now. Both of the owners of Schlitterbahn, one of whom, by the way, left the country as soon as this started happening, but finally came back, and he was arrested when he came back.
Yeah, right off the plane, right?
Right off the plane.
So didn't he get arrested over there and brought back, or was it just he tried to come
No,
back?
they were in negotiation with his lawyer, and he agreed to come back.
Okay.
Because basically they're if you don't come back, this is going to be way worse.
Yeah.
Still, it doesn't look good that he left the country at this time.
No, it looks really bad, and he left after knowing all. If he'd been gone before, that would have been different. But no, this is not good. This is not bad. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Schlitterbahn. You know what? SeaWorld is so fucking stupid. I feel like this is a park that they would try to buy.
So that's the next part of this story, actually, is that Schlitterbahn is to remain open. Schlitterbahn in Corpus Christi, they were put up for bankruptcy, basically.
Yeah, because the hurricane hit right after they opened out there.
Mm-hmm. And so the creditors and the bankruptcy court found that it would be more beneficial for the park to stay open and to find a new buyer for the park than it would be to close it and actually try to sell it as a closed park that needs to be refurbished. Right. So they're running it, and it's open, and it's going to continue to be open for the 2018 season, but it is for sale. And they are. I
think as far as the existing Schlitterbahn parks, those parks are going to be fine. Someone's going to buy them. They're going to continue to operate. The real story here is that these owners, they're fucked. They're done. Okay? The big problem is doesn't Schlitterbahn know that by now you really should have pulled the song Heads Will Roll by Yeah Yeah Yeahs off of your playlist? Stop playing that in your water park. That is just a bad idea.
Shit.
Did they actually do that?
No, but I'm starting that rumor right now. And
oh my God.
I will say this is quite the drama. When you go into it, you read about everything going on with this. This is it just reads like a fucking play. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to go into detail, but I've started working on something with Schlitterbahn in mind. And I really think we're going to create something epic following the story of Schlitterbahn. It's just a shame because I will never forget. I went to 2 media days for Verruckt. I mean, it didn't open for either of them, but I saw the boats and I just thought, just doesn't look right. I'm not an engineer, and even I was just that just doesn't look safe. Right. And I guess I was right. So
was correct.
And it really is truly tragic. I mean, somebody died, and that's inexcusable. But when you go in, you find out that since its opening, there were accident after accident after accident, and they kept hiding them.
Yeah, they had to tear down a part of that ride and rebuild it just so that it could open on time.
It
And
was
even
well, it didn't
after
open on
that-
time. It opened a year late. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, come on, guys. Pride should be built by engineers. Okay, that's not asking a lot. I think rides should be built by engineers, and I really wish that S&S would figure this out too.
Fucking liberal.
What was there not an engineer on this? Was it just like the park's owner just was like, I'm building the
It was
fucking
the
slide.
two owners. The two owners designed it, and when they did have engineers come in and look at it, the engineer said, "This is not safe. You should not run this ride." To which they said, "Like, you don't know what you're talking about," and opened it anyways.
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, holy fucking hell. You know,
Well-
or they could have done something as simple as lowering the weight to make it safe. Because they said you could do a max of 500 pounds per boat. However, they're like, screw it. We'll just make them have to be 16 or older to ride. And then the day before they opened, they changed their mind and just covered it with fucking tape on the sign saying any age could ride. So, still keeping the 500-pound limit. And even with all the engineers saying, no, this is not safe. You should not operate this. Even as down to the stairs that went up to the top of the ride, the company that does the welding for it said, these stairs aren't done. They're really not safe to be installed yet. But Schlitterbahn, like, no, we need this open on time, and forced them to ship the unfinished stairs and weld them in place. That is right. They had to do more welding on site later after the ride already opened to bring it to that company specifications because that company said it wasn't safe just to walk up to the ride.
And that's with a year delay on that as well. And they still
A year
couldn't-
fucking delay because from initial planning to what their planned opening was 6 months. That from planning to open in 6 months, have they lost their fucking mind? And they were doing it to impress the Travel Channel. I've been on the fucking Travel Channel. Who are you trying to impress? What the fuck? Anyways, I get very opinionated about this. It's kind of absurd. It should not have happened. It is inexcusable, and I hope these guys rot in jail. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it did happen. My question is, how does this get through, like, the safety testing and like the government requirements?
Well,
of
that's
rides?
the thing. There are no government guidelines in Kansas.
Really?
None. Absolutely none. There is, I can't remember, there's a safety standard with amusement and water park attractions that is generally followed across the country. Which this broke completely, but they're not legally required in most states. It is now. Like the second that happened, that got passed real quickly. Now that's the requirement. But because of that, that's why they were able to look at these engineers and say, nah.
That's insane.
It is insane.
So I think there's two sides to this coin. It's these guys definitely need to be prosecuted, but I also think that the state and the country should be taken not to court, but basically they should be put in a position where they can step in and stop this in the future. They should have inspections. They should have requirements.
It should have happened well before. Technically, the state was supposed to still come in and sign off on things before it operated because they are supposed to come and look at it, but that never happened and it still got open and the state still never ever came and looked at it until after the accident. I mean, this was a mess. Like even like the run out at the bottom of the ride wasn't long enough, which kept causing boats to run into the end of the ride, causing broken legs and concussions and all of these accidents that were just hidden.
And so easily preventable.
I mean, we're
It's just
talking, they
sick.
were going into like where they have to keep like medical records. So anyone who goes in for an accident, they have to keep like super detailed records. They were going in, changing things, removing accident records completely, which is a huge big time felony. They're in trouble for that because there are guidelines as far as that goes.
Schlitterbahn is going down.
Believe it or not, it's not the owners who are they're not getting in trouble for that. That other guy who was an operator at the park, that's what he's in trouble for, was trying to hide it and removing records. There's literally videotape of the guys, the owners, on opening day, watching a boat go down with people saying, oh man, that came out of the wrap, man, that went high. I think their heads are hitting the net. Oh, that looks dangerous. On opening day, motherfuckers!
I wonder if Kansas as a state could be considered negligent and liable for the inspection side of things.
They should be.
Right.
They absolutely should be. Because my thing is, like, there are literally more guidelines for fucking restaurants than there are theme parks. And I know people are like, oh, if we do that, we're going to stop getting good rides. I don't know.
That's not true.
It's not true. Because
California, with all the regulations, still has Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm and things like that. It's just that Kansas, if I'm understanding it correctly, does not have that oversight built into it, right?
Do they not have much when it comes to theme parks and whatnot? Because I could understand if, like, there's like 2 or 3 theme parks, then they're like, whatever, we don't really have much authority or care about those 2 or 3 theme parks. But in California, there's so many people that it's a destination place for theme parks that, and there's such a high number of rides and liability that they have to have an oversight like that.
There's like almost no states have any guidelines. Absolutely, almost none do. Like almost none. Florida does. California
like the
does.
Places with the big parks do.
But to me, it's as simple as an inspection. They already have engineers that go and inspect bridges and all kinds of things. This should be the same for amusement park attractions. Absolutely across the board.
I'm surprised that it's not
I have
already,
figured it out.
honestly.
I have fucking figured it out. It all makes sense now. That video that got sent in for Six Flags Magic Mountain's new ride, I bet that was designed by the Schlitterbahn guys. Makes sense.
They're trying to pay their bonds, so they did a little freelance work for Six Flags.
Magic Mountain, we got an idea. No, this is exactly how you build it. It looks great.
Yeah, just like that.
I didn't see an issue with that video at all. It's solid to me.
You can be the test rider, honey.
Sounds good.
All right. But you know what, guys? We've been talking for a while, and we have got to get the fuck out of here. But of course, as a tradition, before we go, we have got to give our final thoughts. Intern Chris, let's start with you. What is your final thought?
Well, I think a few of the topics we discussed today, I might have come off a little too strong, and I'm sorry for that. It's because I care, and sometimes I just get a little too into it. I'm a coaster boy through and through, that's true, and sometimes my coaster boy nature takes over when discussing facts. So I just want to say I love you, but sorry, not sorry. Mr. Gare Bear, what is your final thought?
Well, my final thought is since this is the last day of the Boysenberry Festival out here at Knott's Berry Farm, I would say get your boysenberry meatballs over here, and that's what I'm doing as soon as we get the fuck off of this show. So Ryan, what is your final thought?
Just want to thank you guys for having me. It's been fun. And on that note, Raiders.
Raiders, sweetheart.
Did that come out okay?
Finally, someone to honor my team.
Hey guys, I have a final thought too, and that's that I'm a fucking bitch, guys. I'm a fucking whipped ass bitch.
It's okay, darling. We know.
Always a pleasure, Goliath.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
I'm gonna go get some anniversary pussy.
Slater, what's your final thought?
Well, you know, with the success that Schlitterbahn has had creating their own rides, I've decided to open my own ride. Yeah, I'm going to open it right in my house, and it's called Ride This Dick. So just come to my bedroom at any time, and I'll give you a ride, I promise.
Sounds super safe.
Well, you know, I'm a safety boy.
Has that been inspected lately?
I'm just saying, condoms are just a suggestion. So, but you know what? Before we go, you all need to know how you can get a hold of us. So I'm going to start here with Ryan. Ryan, how can they find you on Twitter?
At Ryan Delaney, RyanDelaney.
Fantastic. And Gare Bear, where can we find you?
They can find me at RTO Gare Bear on Twitter. And where can they find you, Slater?
At RTO Slater. And intern Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me at RTO Intern Chris. You can find Goliath at RTO Goliath or at I'm a Bitch on Twitter.
Yes. And don't forget, you can also find the ghost of Thomas Kincaid at RTO Kincaid. He is fucking hilarious and has been keeping pretty active on that, so do follow that.
He's the painter of light, bitches.
Yes, painter of fucking light. We, of course, also have a Facebook at facebook.com/ride this one.
And we also have a phone number. That's 26-RIDE this.
That's 267-433-8447. Once again, that's 267-433-8447.
Call or text, bitches.
Yeah. And if you didn't catch it, it's in the show notes. So just open that shit up and send us that dick pic.
And also, of course, we do have an email at ridethisonepodcast@gmail.com. So we need all y'all's interactions. Please let us know. We want to choose a muscle daddy. We need a muscle daddy to call our own. So please send in your ideas. Email, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Just let us know. We'll put it on the show, and you might win a helping hand from Mickey fucking Mouse. So let's make that happen, bitches.
It definitely is Mickey fucking Mouse. What else could you do with that thing? The Mickey Fist of Wonders.
After that, I gotta fucking go. I'm done, bitches. So, you know what? We will talk to y'all later. Until next time, bitches. Heads will roll!
Oh my god, the blood.
Raiders!
Shut up, Goliath.
Ride This One Podcast. If you want family friendly, go listen to Coaster Fucking Radio.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Welcome